He waited till the 96th minute. Harry Kane got just his second ever goal at Stamford Bridge. He's up and running for the season, and he's got his team a point in West London, and those dramatic scenes between the two managers at the end. And here is Harry Kane now.
Harry, spicy, spiky, 4 goals. Did that game have the lot?
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, tough game, playing against a really good side. Like I said before, we knew it was going to be a tough battle. First half, we weren't good enough with and without the ball. But second half, I thought we come out, we pressed well, we got the goal. Disappointing, obviously, the way we conceded the second, but we carried on fighting, we carried on pressing, and thankfully we got one at the end there.
What was the problem first half?
Yeah, just we was a bit late when we was pressing, and they're against good sides, they punish you. You know, we wanted to come and almost play man for man, and just a little bit late. If you're second late in these games, you get punished, and then with the ball, we don't really keep it as well as we know we can. So yeah, we had to adapt. Second half, we changed the formation a little bit, and it definitely worked out better in the second half.
Was their system frustrating you, particularly in that first period?
Yeah, no, they was getting into spaces, especially when they had us in the low block. It was hard to get any pressure on. They create kind of overloads on the wide areas. It was hard for Sessi, especially on that side, to press up to Reece. So we ended up getting camped in a little bit, and every time we won it back, they was kind of keeping us pressed. But yeah, like I said, I'm happy with the way we fought back, especially second half, and a really nice feeling to get that one at the end.
Is happy an understatement with the goal? The look on your face when you scored?
Yeah, I kind of flicked it, and then I couldn't really see where the ball went, and I just see the net rustling, and then obviously right in front of our away fans there. So especially after that chance I had earlier in the second half, it was nice to see that one go in.
Because of what's at stake today, it's so early in the season, but it's a Champions League place rival, and also you have to say the rivalry between these two sides, was it vital you came away with something?
I think it was a really important game for us, just to show where we are as a team. Of course, it's a marathon this season, not a sprint. We've got a long way to go with a World Cup in between. So, but I think it was important, especially after last season losing, I think 5 or 6 times to them in Cup and Premier League. So, yeah, away from home at Stamford Bridge hasn't been our best place over the years. So, to come away with a point, especially at the end, is a good feeling.
Both managers red card at the end of the game. Do you know what caused it to boil over? Did you even know that? No,
obviously I see everyone kind of gathering up at the end there, and yeah, obviously disappointing to see the red card, but I didn't see what happened. Obviously it's an emotional game, London derby, the passion from both sides, obviously both teams wanting to win, so yeah, like I said, disappointed, but that's just sometimes what happens in these games.
Great stuff, Harry, thanks a lot.
Cheers, thank you.
Is it right up there for a Spurs player to score in the 96th-minute equaliser at the Bridge in front of your own fans?
Not many. God dear. Yeah, I mean, he did miss. You know, he said about he missed the chance. They're the ones you expect Harry Kane to put away. He's one-on-one with the keeper, and he just sort of screwed the ball really. And you're expecting him. So that was playing on his mind. But you know, it was a really good corner whipped in. And he took it well. He's just, you know, he hasn't had to make much movement, if I remember. He's just jumped, and it was poor defending from Chelsea in many ways, because there was 3 or 4 players attracted to the ball, and Harry's there on his own. He just jumps unopposed, gets the little flick, and it's because at the end of the day, if that had been with 10 minutes to go, that would have been a really awkward 10 minutes for Tottenham away at Chelsea. Chelsea might have ended up getting the winner again, because they were so far on the front foot, but so late in the game, they only had to hang on for 30 seconds, a minute. So you know your opponents can't really come back at you, and you can go home and say, well, we'll play better, but we'll take the point.
Before we see the goal, should there have been a foul and a free kick to Chelsea?
Maybe in another country they would have given the foul, but in England, challenges like this they're always there, and referees they don't take notice of that. So I'm not surprised to see it, letting it go.
VAR?
No, I don't think VAR doesn't intervene in this case.
No?
I think they...
Personally, I think Cucurella's not got his eye on the ball. He's actually faced up to... there's the goal that we've spoke through. Yeah, look, Harry doesn't really make that much movement, and it suddenly all opens up for him. And there's 3 white shirts there with no blue shirt there at all. It's very poor marking from... and whether it was going in or not, we're still debating whether it's come off James's thigh. We don't quite know whether that is going wide or not. We'll never know, but it nestles in the back of the net. But for me, going back to the foul, I think Cucurella's looking looking at Romero and he's tugging him. He's trying to stop him from going. That's the reason why he tugs his hair and pulls him away. And I think it's one of, you could say, well, the first foul was a penalty against Cucurella, and the second one is a foul from Romero. The second corner shouldn't have been played. So there's ducks and drakes there, isn't there? Let's be fair. He's definitely trying to put him off. He's not looking at the ball. He's not marking him properly. He's just trying to block him and hold him. And I think it's a reaction from Romero. He goes, get out of the way.
They never give those situations because they know there are a lot of challenges, and they only intervene, I think, when there's only one person or one of the two players who is doing something. But in that case, they're holding each other, and then in the end, he ends up like this, but they're both holding each other.
Yeah, Glenn, you have to give Antonio Conte credit for that, because as you rightly said, he rarely goes away from that formation, does he?
He rarely goes away from it, and I'd imagine those players haven't really played in that shape that many times. Whether he's used it in pre-season, in a second half of a game, and said, like, well, this is what we do if we need to chase a game a bit more. But there's a few things the second goal comes from them not playing that shape, I think, when we see Son's position. But no, credit to him, it was about getting more bodies up the pitch. Sean, I felt there at the stadium, Tottenham couldn't get through the pitch. They couldn't get through Chelsea. They pressed them so well, particularly in the first half.
It definitely was the case. I was watching, and Kane, Son and Kulusevski, they couldn't really get on the ball. And then any time the ball did come to him, it was quite a straight ball. So Silva, Reece James and Koulibaly just came straight through the back of him and lost the ball. So it kept breaking down a lot. It was only until, like I said, that change in system where he took a gamble, where the spaces started to create and they could get in behind.
But Chelsea still had joy at that stage, didn't they? Went 2-1 up, were on top, as you say, had control of the game.
No, absolutely, because I think Chelsea today, compared to Tottenham, they had a better quality with the ball, but above all, they were unbelievable pressing high. Everybody was so committed to pressing Tottenham's players. They never allowed them to have confidence with the ball from the beginning. And the second goal is the same example. They press high, they got the ball, and because of that, they didn't allow Tottenham to get reorganized, and they caught them exposed. So that is one quality that Chelsea has got, and he has shown also in the past. Last year, 2 years ago, for me, was the best quality that they show. The ability to press high the pitch, get balls, and play short counterattacks. They've been unbelievable, and today they've shown it again.
I think one thing that Thomas Tuchel, once he calms down a little bit in his staff room, will reflect on that game, is that I still think he needs a clinical goal scorer. I think today those chances, I think he'll come away thinking we created a lot. If we get that clinical finisher, because Havertz is a good player, there's no doubt about it, but the ball that, when Reece James put that cross in, a clinical finisher, that's in the back of the net. And the great strikers that Chelsea have had over the years, I think he's going to come away from it all when the emotions calm down and say, we still need a striker, we need that clinical man. The rest will chip in, your Sterlings and your Havertz and all them Mounts, they all score goals, but they need someone that is really going to go in there, and chances like that, it's going to be in the back of the net.
Would you go along with that, Sean?
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. Myself, though, I would give Brozier a run of games and see what he strings together, because I think the position Chelsea are in now, playing him, they're not really losing much because they don't have that anyway. So to put him in there, I think he would get them a few more goals and maybe boost his confidence and maybe be that player that Chelsea are actually looking for.
Well, I'm sorry, you apologize me, but I have to go counter against the river, if I can say, Sean. Sorry. Yes, probably they're gonna score more if they have a main striker like Lukaku last year, but they're gonna create less chances because the way he likes to play, he wants to have players that they are able to hold the ball, to switch positions between the strikers, and that's the reason why sometimes they create a lot of chances. I don't think they will be looking for another goal scorer or a proper striker that stays in the middle and occupies the space and stays there. I don't think is what Tuchel wants. And
so you couldn't
believe
see
it or
somebody
not, I believe he's right.
You couldn't see somebody like Aubameyang, who's being linked, coming in realistically to Chelsea before the window closes then?
I'll tell you what, Aubameyang is different because he can play in the middle, but he can play also in wide area. He's a little bit more mobile than a
So
classic.
you might see a body come in, but not a number 9. That's what you're saying.
No, I don't think it will happen.
I think he wants movement.
Yes.
What I'm saying, that the chances that were created when those crosses are coming in, somebody that's going to be on the move going in, not standing like Lukaku used to stand for a long time in the edge of the box, and he wanted the ball into his body. Brozier, I think what Sean was saying, I understand that, but with the window coming, I don't think you'll see Tuchel put his hat on Brozier at the moment. Maybe if it goes past the window, he doesn't go back out on loan. That depends on whether somebody else comes in. Now, if Aubameyang comes in, I agree with Gianfranco. He likes to drift out a little bit, so then Havertz could come in and float in. But he is a goal scorer. He loves to get in behind the back of defenders. For those crosses, you could see him scoring a hatful, actually, and he did so well with Tuchel at Dortmund. He really did. And in some sort of way, Tuchel sort of likes his... What is he? Well, he's
Maverick?
Maverick. Let's not say a bad apple. He's a maverick. He wants to be himself, and he just wants to do what he wants to do. As long as he's putting the ball in the back of the net, Tuchel says, I like a bit of that.
Where are you on Aubameyang? Could you see that finally, Sean?
I could see it happening. It'd be a strange one for me for that to happen. But like Glenn said, he's going to score bags of goals. So it's one thing Chelsea are needing, and he drifts out, and he's very mobile. So I have to agree with Glenn there.
Thanks for your company today.
Thank you for yours.
Cheers. That is Sean Wright-Phillips at Stamford Bridge. Right. We've seen an absolute rollercoaster of emotions from the Chelsea manager. I'm assured he has calmed down. So listen up. Here are the post-match thoughts of Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas, an awful lot to ask you about. Let's start with a straight red card at the end. What happened?
Well, I thought when you shake hands, we look into each other's eyes, and Antonio had a different opinion, so it was emotional. He was happy when he equalized. I was then got a bit heated, but nothing big, and I don't know. We both got a red card.
Yeah. Straight red.
Yeah, I think it was not necessary, but a lot of things were not necessary. So another poor decision from the ref today.
You clashed earlier on in the game. What was the problem between you on the goal?
No problem.
You clashed and you were both booked beforehand, so there was a problem there.
Yeah, no problem.
That mean you don't want to talk about that one?
No problem. No problem. It's emotional. It's football. You like it. Just don't need comments now and heat it up and heat it up. Just look at it. It's the game. It's Premier League. You love it, no? And we love it. And we're emotional coaches at the sideline. That's it.
Will you try and seek him out and shake hands later today?
If we meet, we meet. And if not, it's not a problem. It's between a football match. Come on, guys. It's between men. It's between two competitors, and nothing bad happened.
What about the game itself? What's your view on that?
We were brilliant. We were absolutely brilliant. Sorry, I have to say, but both goals cannot stand. Absolutely cannot stand. And it's only one team who deserves to win. It's us. We were absolutely brilliant, and I'm sorry for my team that they don't get what they deserve.
What did you object to on both goals? What was your complaint?
First of all, it's a clear foul on Kai Havertz in the build-up. A clear foul. We had one tactical foul from Reece James, got straight yellow. I don't know how many tactical fouls Højbjerg and Bentancur did today. Nothing happened. Clear foul on Kai Havertz. Okay, situation goes on and on and on. Then it's clear offside from Richarlison. He's in the line of the shot. He even goes to the ball. He does not touch the ball. Edu cannot see the ball. They check it. It's clear offside. And since when can we pull hair on a football field? Since when is that? And we check it and nothing happens? We don't need to check anymore. It's ridiculous.
Does that only add to your frustration and feeling hard done by that you were 2-1 with literally moments to go?
It is the frustration. That's the only frustration. I'm the happiest coach on earth because we played a fantastic match. We were absolutely brilliant. We dominated 90 minutes. We were sharp. We were hungry. We were like in all areas of the pitch so disciplined and so full of quality. Like it was a top performance. And I'm sorry for my players.
Why did you take Jorginho off? Was that straight after he tried to do the drag back in the penalty area? Were the two related when they equalised?
Sorry, again?
When you took Jorginho off,
yeah.
Was that because he tried the drag back in the penalty area and they equalised from that? Or was it planned anyway? Were you about to take him off?
No, it had nothing to do with the goal. I mean, it was anyway offside goal, so how to blame Jorginho for it? No. He was tired. He gave a lot, and I wanted Ruben on the pitch because of his legs and his height. And we had a tactical switch in the defending because they had 4 offensive players and played all in. So it was a tactical change, nothing else.
Speaking of tactics, how well did you feel today, your switches between a 3 at the back, a 4 at the back, a 5 at the back? How effective was that?
Yeah, it was very good, but the execution was brilliant. It's never the plan, it's the execution. We attacked in a back 4 and we defended in a back 5. The guys were so good. I loved the execution. I loved the commitment and the intensity in it and the concentration level. I mean, it was a fantastic match on the second day of the league. Everybody can be proud. I mean, everybody who was here is for sure happy that they observed a match like this.
You said it's a game of emotions. Did we see that with your 30-yard run down the touchline?
Yeah, of course. I mean, in the middle of it, I thought I should not do this. Of course, I'm sorry, but sometimes a match is like gets you totally, and this match totally sucked me in because it was a fantastic effort and it was a brilliant goal and such an effort after the undeserved equalizer, and I thought it was pure joy, but of course it may offend other people on our opponents, but of course they did the same, and when they equalized, it's not such a big deal.
There's a lot of needle between these two teams, isn't there? There's bad feeling.
Yeah, okay, I mean, guys, be honest. You report for days and days and days about this. How big a derby is this, and how long did they not win here? So you're in the middle of it, no? So you cannot be surprised when then it's an emotional game. I mean, it's Tottenham at Chelsea, and that's what it is.